President Bola Tinubu inaugurates portions of Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, pledges continuous infrastructure developments. Federal government targets expansion of Nigeria's gas infrastructure nationwide. Signs gas agreements deal with 10 companies. And Kano auto crash, death toll rises to 21. Hello and welcome to the news desk at 6 on NTA News 24. We're live in Abuja. I am Dennis Adegunloye. President Bola Tinubu has again affirmed that the federal government will continuously prioritize developments of infrastructure nationwide. He disclosed this at the inauguration of a portion of the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway. Besides the commissioning of the Lagos section of the road, the President also commissioned other completed road projects in all the geopolitical zones in the country virtually.
Let us reflect on our collective responsibility to preserve infrastructure. The government can build roads, but this is left for us, citizens, to maintain. The motorists and residents alike are hereby encouraged to utilize this opportunity very effectively and well. Let me at this stage warn all developers. The federal government will enforce the setback. If not for anything, it's for the interests of our nation.
In the meantime, President Bola Tinubu has activated all relevant agencies to provide succor to the flood victims in Mukwa local government area of Niger State. The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, who led the federal government's delegation to pay a condolence visit to the Niger State government in Minna, says the President also directed the National Orientation Agency to commence immediate sensitization of the people. We'll get you this report in our subsequent bulletins. Now we've been joined by Dr. Ibrahim Audu Husseini, Director of Information and Special Duties, as well as the Acting DG, Niger State Emergency Management Agency, to speak further on the incidents. You're welcome to the News Desk at 6. All right, we'll try and connect with...
Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Welcome to the News Desk at 6, Doctor.
Thank you very much, and good evening, Nigerians.
There is some disparity in the figures of people that lost their lives in this flood. What can you tell us about the correct, actual, confirmed figures?
Hello? As at now, the search and rescue team has shifted from the immediate environment where the incident happened. We are moving towards River Niger and that link between us into River Niger, and that is where some of the dead bodies that were recovered yesterday from this morning. That was where the came from. So we are within the ASICs and mixing. So we are maintaining contact levels. We have employed the services of local divers and local fishermen to assist us in the search and rescue operation. And we are hoping that we will be assessing or recovering those that lost their lives. Meanwhile, the state government is working assiduously to provide relief assistance. As I speak to you, six bags of 6,000 bags of rice has been, and the rest ones are already on their way, so that because the governor has directed the deputy governor to provide all the necessary support the victims in order to their materials to take into these individuals. Meanwhile, the search and rescue operation continues because people are still missing. We also have many media organizations, including NGOs and other people, coming to the scene to donor agencies. They want to come and confirm and see what is on ground and take assessment or take records or data of what really happened, so that they can go and prepare and come back with the necessary.
All right, Dr. Hussein, your connection was not too clear, but we got some of the important points of what you were making, that the search and rescue efforts are ongoing, and we'll hopefully come back to you subsequently. Now, the Kano State Acting Governor Aminu Abdulsalam has extended the state government's condolence to the families as members of the victims' families unanimously resolved to collect their bodies for funeral and burial rites. Acting Governor granted their request, announcing that the state government has approved a token of 1 million naira for each of the deceased families for burial. He explained the state governor, who is currently in Saudi Arabia, is also extending his condolence and prayed for the quick recovery of injured persons. And on that Kano auto crash, members of the Kano team at the just concluded National Sports Festival held in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital, were said to be involved in the motor accidents on their way home. The incident occurred at Dakatsale in Bebeji local government area, about 50 kilometers to the metropolitan. Confirming the incident, acting chairman of the State's Sports Commission, Ibrahim Umar Fage, said no fewer than 19 members of the entourage lost their lives as a result of the road mishap. Though the names of those who died are not mentioned, they include members of the medical team and administrators. Now, to accelerate regional development and national integration, President Bola Tinubu's administration has successfully completed a majority of the long-abandoned infrastructural projects in the Niger Delta within the first 2 years of his tenure. Minister of Regional Development Abubakar Momo disclosed this while giving assessments of achievements made so far in the region since the beginning of the current administration. Ekene Ndulue reports.
For decades, the Niger Delta region had been a cradle of wealth and a theater of neglect. But in the first 2 years of President Tinubu's administration, that narrative apparently has begun to change. Minister of Regional Development narrates how the once stalled Ibeno Bridge now spans the Akwa Ibom River, linking communities in Akwa Ibom State. In Bayelsa, the Ogbia-Nembe Road, once a dream on paper, is now a lifeline of asphalt. He says these are few among numerous other projects.
Yokotikpa electricity, which had been abandoned for more than 50 years, serving up to 5 local governments. That project was completed and delivered. And also the Ogbia-Nebe Road in Bayelsa, about 25 kilometers, which was abandoned for a very long time, was also completed.
Abubakar Momo noted that the peace witnessed in the Niger Delta region today is as a result of numerous empowerment programs for the people of the region.
Most of the communities have been solarized, both by the NDDC and the ministry, a number of solar light projects. And of course, from the NDDC, they call Operation Light Up the Niger Delta, where, as I'm talking to you, as of February, we had about 104,000 solar lights that have been constructed and completed by the Niger Delta.
With the coming up of regional development commissions for other regions, projects will be equitably distributed and perceived imbalances addressed, the minister says. Ekene Ndulue, NTA News.
It's a news desk at 6 on NTA News 24. More reports in a moment. Stay with us.
Pleased to announce encouraging news from the National Bureau of Statistics, which released the Consumer Price Index, the CPI, for April 2025 only yesterday. According to the report, the headline inflation rate for April stood at 23.71%, This represents a decrease of 0.52% from the 24.23% recorded in March 2025. Similarly, month-on-month inflation dropped by a notable 2.04% from 3.90% in March to 1.86% in April. This, of course, did not just happen by chance. The president is focused and is determined, and his determination and his interventions are clearly paying off. The benefits of reform, though gradual, are real and measurable.
This is NTA News 24.
Welcome back. The European Union is set to deepen partnership with Lagos State, focusing on key areas such as infrastructure developments, transportation systems, and economic growth. This move follows a meeting between Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu and the EU delegation led by its ambassador Gauthier Mignon at the Lagos House Marina. Joy Ken Nagbakboya reports.
Lagos, as Nigeria's commercial capital, continues to draw growing interest from international partners. The latest is the European Union. EU Ambassador Gauthier Mignon says Lagos is central to its plans for West Africa, describing the state as a critical gateway for trade and development across the region.
My mandate is to try to enhance our relationship across the board in all areas, starting by trade and investment, of course. We hope to structure more our trade and investment relationship, perhaps sign a sustainable investment facilitation agreement, because we have currently no framework to manage our relationship on trade and investment.
Welcoming the renewed partnership, Governor Sanwo-Olu highlights upcoming projects designed to transform Lagos infrastructure, one of which is the Omi Eco initiative, which he says will expand water transportation and improve ferry services across the state. The governor says the new deal with the EU could be finalized as early as June 2025.
We need to be able to enhance the economy that we have on that water. We need to be able to build, infrastructure around it and make sure that we can solve social economic problems using efficient, effective public transportation, as a means of doing, and that was our vision.
Governor Sanwo-Olu also shared updates on the Lagos-Abidjan corridor, a massive regional highway project.
We believe it's a project that will signpost, the real essence of partnership, and the real drivers of change in our community.
With growing support from international partners like the EU, Lagos is positioning itself as a key player, not just in Nigeria's development, but also in the economic integration of West Africa. In Lagos, Joy Ken Abakpuya, NTA News.
Now, in a historic move in Hong Kong, Nigeria has officially become a member of the International Organization for Mediation, IOMED. Ambassador Obinna Onowu, Director of International Organizations at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, signed the membership documents on behalf of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Speaking exclusively to NTA correspondent Patricia Isameluba. After the signing, Ambassador Onowu emphasized Nigeria's readiness to contribute meaningfully to the mediation process on the global stage. This, he said, is a reaffirmation of Nigeria's long-standing commitment to peaceful dispute resolution, believing that IOMED offers a strategic opportunity for Africa and Nigeria in particular to shape the evolving global peace architecture.
Which is quite timely given the geopolitical context in the world today. And for us as a country that always promoted peace, promoted international cooperation, multilateralism, it's a good step for Nigeria in global diplomacy. So it's a good feeling for us that we are amongst those countries that are actually pushing for settlement of disputes through dialogue.
Nigeria's inclusion adds significant weight to IOMED, especially in light of its leadership and regional peace efforts across West Africa. In a significant shift towards sustainable peace and security, the National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu, says more insurgents, bandits and kidnappers in the northwest are willingly surrendering. He emphasizes that there is need for robust economic reintegration to consolidate gains made through the federal government's demobilization, de-radicalization, rehabilitation and reintegration program.
A new chapter is unfolding in Nigeria's counter-terrorism efforts. The National Security Advisor disclosed that more fighters in the northwest have expressed willingness to surrender. The challenge shifts to meaningful reintegration, especially of former fighters in the northeast.
The integrated agribusiness value chain as a food security model is a monumental step in building lasting social cohesion and peace in our beloved country. This project will instill a renewed sense of purpose and dignity in individuals and conflict-affected communities.
We want tractors to replace armored tanks. We want milking machines to replace machine guns. They have no place in our countryside.
The National Counterterrorism Center's partnership with the International Institute of Tropical Agriculture aims to empower former combatants and rebuild communities shattered by violent extremism.
Through this project, beneficiaries will gain access to land, inputs, training, mentorship, and market linkages supported by collaboration with state and local governments, civil society, and the private sector.
We will work day and night with commitment and motivation in partnership with you to make communities where we are working together safe, stable, and productive communities.
This project is a vital step in addressing the root causes of violent extremism, particularly amongst vulnerable population, which includes women, youth, and families at risk.
It is hoped that these non-kinetic efforts will fortify community resilience, reduce relapse into violence, and build a stronger foundation for peace.
In other news, retirees of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited are raising alarm over alleged fraudulent activities within the NNPC Staff Cooperative Multi-Purpose Society in Lagos. They are calling for urgent intervention from both the NNPCL management and the Lagos State government to investigate and resolve the matter. They made this known at a press briefing in Abuja. Lydia Sampson reports.
Having saved for retirement, the frustration of these retirees is palpable. They claim that the Cooperatives Management Committee has failed to provide financial reports since 2022. Various speakers, including Elder Ode Ochicha, a retiree and former president of NNPC Limited Cooperative Society, Lagos State, stated that efforts to conduct an independent forensic audit was blocked, heightening their suspicion of a cover-up.
We are going to appoint auditors to conduct forensic audit over the years for us, so that we will be able to understand and know the true value or the true and fair value of the Lagos society.
For the past 6 years, it's very painful.
The 15 million I have saved, we have seen a lot of squandering of the cooperative items, investments.
We are no more working again, so that it can be very easier for us to access our money. But the way the things are going is not palatable at all.
They described the newly appointed committee as unconstitutional and not elected by the annual general meeting, stressing that it allegedly changed the society's bank signatories and made questionable withdrawals. The aggrieved members are urging the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission to investigate the alleged diversion of funds and attempts to obstruct a forensic audit into the corporative's financial records. Said they had copied the management of NNPC Limited, but resorted to making their plight public because they are tired of not accessing the money voluntarily saved for retirement for over 6 years and beyond. In Abuja, Lydia Samson, NTA News.
Wife of the Kogi State Governor Sefinat Usman Ododo has expressed heartfelt appreciation to First Lady Oluremi Tinubu and the wife of the Vice President Hajia Nana Shettima for their compassionate intervention in the lives of persons with disabilities in the state. In a moving message titled "You Are a True Mother," Hajia Ododo conveyed the gratitude of the people of Kogi State for the recent donation of wheelchairs, which she described as a symbol of restored dignity, renewed hope and inclusion. The donation, which was made on behalf of the First Lady by the wife of the Vice President, Hajia Nana Shettima, was part of the Renewed Hope Initiative, a nationwide humanitarian program championed by the First Lady to reach vulnerable Nigerians across the country. She praised Hajia Shettima for carrying out the gesture with humility and a strong sense of purpose, further emphasizing her constant reference to the First Lady as the driving force behind the intervention. Hajia Ododo prayed for continued strength, wisdom and divine guidance for the First Lady, whose motherly example and philanthropic efforts have inspired women across the country. The wheelchairs were distributed to persons with disabilities in Kogi State as part of a broader effort to enhance inclusion and empower the less privileged. Limi Hospital and its partners are stepping up efforts through community engagements and preventive healthcare to curb the rising cases of hypertension in Nigeria. At the heart of this initiative is a monthly health walk, where organizers stress the importance of regular medical checkups and physical activity as vital tools for early detection and effective management of high blood pressure. Thomas Ogbetere has details.
This is another monthly health walk in the Federal Capital Territory organized by Limi Hospitals. It is aimed at raising awareness about hypertension and promoting a healthy lifestyle. The event kicked off with free medical checkups, including blood pressure screening.
I used to weigh 120 kg. People don't used to know. Yes, I weigh 120 and I was able to lose the weight with my diet and working out. So I know the importance of working out.
Exercise is very good for the body because it makes you keep fit.
But I've been attending Limi end of the month health walk for like a year now.
It makes you to be alert. It makes you look fresh and young. You know, you are always up and doing.
Especially those of us that work in offices where you rarely move. Each time you hear about this, don't wait to be invited.
The event also featured a guided exercise session and a health walk through parts of the FCT with participants of all ages. Many described it as a timely intervention, highlighting the crucial role of regular checkups and exercise in preventing lifestyle-related health issues.
We know that hypertension is called the silent killer. It affects 1 in 3 individuals, and we're trying to raise awareness for cardiovascular health.
Raising awareness against hypertension. So it means that people will know their numbers.
There is need for regular check because if you know earlier enough, you can easily arrest it there.
It's a regular thing for me. I do my medical check on a regular.
Okay, you should get checked so that in case of any health challenge that might be coming up,
you're able to arrest it.
The health walk, which is held on a monthly basis, continues to attract growing participation from residents and health-conscious individuals. In Abuja, Thomas Ogbetere, NTA News.
Well, that concludes the news desk at 6 on NTA News 24. Thanks for watching. I am Dennis Adegunloye.